If you're a spiritual business owner and you're finding it hard to explain what you actually do and what actually happened when you work with someone as a human design expert, I know how you feel. Today, I'm going to break down three messaging mistakes that are keeping you invisible, how to fix them so that you can finally attract aligned clients with ease. I've used a human design system in my business for the last 4 years, and I've really struggled to find the right words to explain to my audience what it is. And I think, it's really difficult when you work with a modality that isn't mainstream, it's not widely known, or it's just really complex, right? And I've helped so many spiritual entrepreneurs, people like Reiki healers, intuitives, starseeds, galactic astrologers, etc. And I've really helped them to go from being completely stuck about how to share their genius and, helping them to actually create messaging and content, etc., that actually connects with their soul aligned clients. These three shifts are what changed everything. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through these three things. So the first thing is the real reason why you're struggling to find the right words to describe what you actually do, why your content isn't connecting with your dream client, and how surface level messaging is sabotaging your visibility. So, you ready? Let's get going. So number one, you can't find the words to describe what you do, so you stay invisible. I have definitely been here. I have found it difficult to put into words, and I've posted something online, and then of course you don't get anything. You don't get any engagement or any response. And part of that is because of the algorithm, but actually part of it is because, people don't really know what you're on about. And I think once this happens a few times, you end up just sort of thinking, well, there's no point in posting. There's no point in getting out there. So you just don't. Completely get it. So I want to give you a little bit of an example here of how our word works, I guess, with marketing. So when you see a really gorgeous dress online, we know that when we part with our money, we're going to receive that dress. We're going to be able to wear it, to feel the fabric. We're going to be able to dress in it, feel good in it. And we actually also can describe it to our friends because we have language like the color and the style and the texture and the fabric. But as a spiritual visionary, I'm guessing that you don't do anything that can be seen, right? It's more of a feeling or like a transformation. Might also be quite subtle as well. So if you work with galactic energies, or if you channel ancestors, or if you're like me and you work with the Akashic records, there's no normal way to package that up in a sentence. So instead of actually trying, you don't. You just kind of like go silent. And you start thinking to yourself, well, actually, maybe I'm just not cut out for marketing. Maybe this isn't for me. But I'm here to tell you, it's not a marketing problem. Okay, it's a language problem. And you can solve it by focusing on what your clients feel and experience, not just about what you do. Okay, there's a key difference here. So here's the thing as well, with spiritual visionaries when it comes to, actually being visible and getting out there. When you focus on yourself and your gifts, it kind of becomes an ego game for some people. And as spiritual beings, we're not here about the ego. We're not here, to be egotistical. So you might be actually quite worried about coming across as arrogant. So you kind of like dim your genius down and you kind of don't share like how amazing the work actually is. But when you focus on what your clients can actually achieve because of how they feel, because of working with you, you get to shift the focus away from yourself and onto what happens to them. And that also leads me on to the next step. And this is something that I see a lot of spiritual visionaries do in their messaging. So number 2 is that you talk about the method that you use, not about the transformation that can transpire. And I get it. Sometimes the transformations are completely different from one another. But nobody actually buys a reading. Nobody actually buys an energy healing session. They actually buy what that reading unlocks for them. It might be clarity or peace or guidance or confidence, right? And the truth is that most of our ideal clients don't even know what they need yet, but they do know how they want to feel. So I've got some examples for you. Instead of saying, I use a mix of muscle testing and channeling to unblock your chakras, say this instead. This work is for you if you're done playing small and you're ready to shift the invisible mindset patterns keeping you stuck. See how I shifted from like I use muscle testing, to you, and this is what's going to happen to you. Here's another example. So instead of saying, I use NLP to connect your body to your mind so that you can heal holistically. It's great words because the words like are your audience will probably get those words. But say this instead. You can feel safe in your body again so that you can trust your intuition and live your life to the fullest. Simple, right? Okay. So let's go on to the third reason why nobody really gets what you do. So you're trying to actually dumb down the transformation, and how you do that is basically by using language that is too surface level. So you might be saying things like, I help you feel more confident. And that is amazing because we want people to feel more confident. But I want you to take it a step further. What that happens after that confidence comes in? What does the confidence allow them to actually do? Does it allow them to speak up, to leave a relationship, to start a business? When you know what's truly at stake for your clients in their lives and you speak to that, they will feel like you're reading their soul. And that kind of messaging actually builds trust, and trust will lead to conversions, right? So now that you know the messaging mistakes to avoid, I want to show you how my online content went from crickets and tumbleweeds and complete silence to actually having engagement, comments, people saying that, I like helped them in some way, and people booking as well. And I did this in just 4 months by utilizing some market research that I did of my soul aligned clients. And I did this when I was talking about what I do within human design. And yes, market research is just as important as spiritual visionaries. If you want to check that video out, I'm going to link it right here.